So 57% of Americans are struggling to afford food and basic necessities. 57%. Now, do you really think that the economy is better now with Trump in office than it was with Joe Biden? I literally was driving home from work today trying to think of one goddamn thing that Trump's done to make my fucking life better. Groceries are more expensive. Taxes are more expensive. Food's more expensive. Every product you buy on Amazon or anything online is more expensive because of tariffs. My life is fucking harder than it's ever been before. And I get so sick and tired of these goddamn Trumpers that are like, oh, I wish you'd get a third term. A third fucking term? Listen, you dipshit. You're making $17 an hour. You couldn't afford a third fucking term. I make decent money, and I can't afford a third fucking term. So let's squash that right now. That ain't fucking happening. I don't know what people are going to do. I really don't know what to do from here. It's like gas is $4 a gallon, and Trump's always like, oh, gas is dropping. It's gone down so much considerably. Groceries are all, prices have come way down. And things are going to, Iran can have a nuclear weapon. Fuck Iran. Fuck the war. And fuck us. Fuck us for thinking you're going to put us first. America first. My fucking ass. Couldn't regret my vote fucking more than I do right now. For all you assholes that want to say, oh, you're a radical Democrat. I don't give a fuck about Republicans. I don't give a fuck about Democrats. I just want to be able to afford to fucking eat and pay my fucking bills and have a little bit of fucking money left over to buy myself a fucking soft serve ice cream or go fucking have dinner. But in 2026, fuck all that. You can't afford jack fucking shit. This fucking sucks.
How many people can't even afford a decent outing? Getting you a dinner, getting you some ice cream, doing something that makes you feel good, doing something that makes you feel as if the work that you've done was worth it. With all of this work I've been putting in, at least I can get something out of it. You can't even say that no more. All you can say these days is, well, at least my bills paid. I don't got money for nothing else but the bills paid.
Hey, so North Carolina, quick question. How many more people have to die and y'all actually do something about this situation where energy bills are spiking to a point where people can't even afford to live? The family in Rocky Mount that just lost their lives along with their 3 pets. We're not going to act like this was just a matter of them just not paying their bills. In December of 2025, going into January of 2026, I remember specifically there being a lot of discord around the fact that the people in the 252 area, specifically Rocky Mount, were receiving bills, double bills at the same time. After you guys allowed Duke Energy to be able to charge people for projects that they haven't even started. Projects that they may start in the future.
I remember that.
These things have been added to the energy bills of the state of North Carolina. And Duke Energy is by far the monopoly that is here. So they send double the bills at the beginning of the year. And then you guys issue a moratorium to say, hey, you can have time to pay your bill, but please understand that these bills are going to keep coming. And when the time comes for this moratorium to end, which it just ended this summer, you're going to have to pay it in full. So how does that work in an area where the poverty line is around $27,000 a year for a family of 3 just passed away in their home trying to keep electricity through a generator? Rent is high, energy bills are high, food costs are high, gas is high. What exactly are the expectations here? If you've been following me for a while, you know that last year I went through some of the toughest financial crises that I've ever experienced in my entire life. When snow was on the ground and we had inches of snow, Duke Energy, even though I begged them for a repayment plan, I begged them for their energy assistance plan, I applied for it, I went to DSS. To this day, I never heard from anybody. And they turned my lights off the day after that snow hit the ground. And you know what that woman told me? That it was no way possible for her to be able to help me and that I had to pay everything I owed in full if I wanted heat in my home. And I have 2 children. Minimum wage is $7.25. It was been that way since I was 15 years old. So when you go to sending somebody electric bills that are $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,000, mind you, those 2 bills were your fault. I would love to know what the expectations are when people are living in poverty and cannot seem to afford basic things to live, and then you drop 2 bills on them at once and then continue to drop those bills on them, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere you're telling them, hey, so I know we told you that we wouldn't turn your lights off, I know you told you that you would keep your electricity, however we're tired of waiting, so pay it all now or suffer in the heat in the middle of the summer.
That ain't right. They timed it perfectly for them, perfect for them to execute their plan. Knowing these people already in poverty, knowing that the average American does not have any savings after their bills are paid, they don't got nothing left. Knowing that, last time I checked, it was about 70% of the population don't have $500 in savings. Then you hit them with $500 bills, $1,000 bills. You got to pay it all off at once, or you won't have any type of electricity at all. That's sad. The family that passed away trying to use a generator to keep power. Things have gotten that bad. They tried something, it didn't work, it took their life. There are so many things that are happening in the American corporation that should not be allowed, but they are. There's no laws around any of these things that are happening. It's just a free-for-all these days. It's a free-for-all. Do what you want. If you're a company, you can do whatever you want. That's what it seems like to me.
You can't afford New York because New York got more expensive faster than you got paid. Your paycheck went up a few dollars while your rent went up a few hundred. You can make $100,000 in New York and still wonder where the hell your money went. Because before you spend a dollar, federal, state, and city taxes already got their hands out. Then your landlord shows up and take the biggest piece. We're paying luxury prices for apartments that didn't see luxury since they were built. Groceries got so expensive that going to the supermarket feels like a financial decision. Electricity, insurance, phone bills, and everything else went up except your buying power. And a 3% raise means nothing when the cost of living went up 4.1%. That's not a raise. That's a pay cut with better PR. And overtime ain't extra money anymore. It's how people afford their regular bills. Think about this for a second. New Yorkers have to work more of their lives just to afford their lives. Teachers, transit workers, nurses, sanitation, and city workers shouldn't need 6 figures just to breathe. Stop telling working people they need a better budget when the city needs a better affordability plan. New Yorkers don't have a spending problem. We have a cost problem. Because the real reason you can't afford New York is simple. The cost of New York outran the paycheck of New Yorkers. And New York better decide if this is a city for working people or just a city working people commute into just to serve everybody else.
It's not only like that in New York. We can say it's every state. If not every state, maybe there's a handful left where things are not like that. For the most part, they're like that in every state that I know of. Drop it in the comments below. What state slid up under the radar where the cost of living has not outpaced the paychecks of those that are working? Yeah, that's what I thought.